quick video follow-up to the one I just uploaded. As you heard in that last video, the man said that when the soul, Isby, no longer has the energy to reincarnate or stay reincarnated into the body it's in or into another body, it is then put through a machine to be devoured after it goes through a disintegration process. Now, I found that video about 4.5 years ago, and it was shocking to me then, and it's shocking to me now. Now, let me put out this disclaimer. I do not know if what this man is saying in this video is true. I have never gone through a repeated reincarnation process as far as from this life that I'm in now, dying, going into another, and dying, going into another. So I have never experienced that. I've never experienced having my Isby in a machine about to be devoured. And as far as I know, I have never experienced a soul disintegration process where my soul cannot stay into the body it is reincarnated into. So I have not experienced what he has experienced. So I cannot say for sure, hey, that what he's saying is true or what he's saying is a lie. However, knowing who Enki is and knowing who Marduk, or as some pronounce it, Marduk, is, knowing how the archons are, I wouldn't put it past the fact that what this man is saying is true, because Enki and Marduk, or Marduk as some pronounce it, and the archons, they are evil. They are certifiably psychopathic. So I wouldn't put it past the belief that after a soul, or as I call it, an Isby, gets reincarnated into body and into body into body after body after body after body for hundreds and hundreds of years, that after a while the Isby, aka the soul, does lose its energy to stay into a reincarnated body or go into another reincarnated body, at such time the soul, the Isby, begins to disintegrate. And before it disintegrates completely, Enki and Marduk, or Marduk as some people pronounce it, and the archons do devour what is left of the Isby. I wouldn't put it past that being the case, because again, we are talking about psychopathic deities. And I mean, after all, these same psychopathic deities, they turn this planet here into a prison planet of suffering and hell. They were the ones that created the reincarnation trick. So is it really that hard to believe that they would have this system set up, whereas after your Isby has gone through so many reincarnations, it loses its energy to reincarnate any further and begins to disintegrate, at which time Enki, Marduk, or Marduk as some people pronounce it, and the archons begin to devour what's left of the Isby. Is that so hard to believe? No, not in my opinion. I wouldn't put it past the fact that this man in the video I uploaded is telling the absolute truth, but I don't know. So I want to put it out there. I don't know, but I did want to upload the video because I found his story, his experience, very shocking and very interesting. And I do say that if this man, if what he is saying is true, if it is the case that after a soul falls for the reincarnation trick and goes through reincarnation after reincarnation after reincarnation after reincarnation over and over and over again, the soul, Isby, no longer has the energy to reincarnate any further, at which time it begins to disintegrate and then gets devoured. If all of that is true, then that is even more of a reason why you must escape the trick after death, because if you don't, that means that after a certain limited number of times of you being reincarnated, you are going to be devoured. And so that means if you're devoured, I mean, then there's no more of you, period. So if what this man is saying is true, it is even more of a stronger determination that you should have in you to not fall for the trick this time around when it is your time to leave. because wow, I mean, to be devoured, and this man was almost devoured, and he said that he called out to Deus Machina. Well, in my opinion, yes, that's the universe, the real universe, because there is no God that's over top of us. We are all the gods. But when he said he reached out to Deus Machina, to the real God or whatever, he said, well, in my opinion, that's the universe, because that's the only supreme force that's out there that is on our side, that is really the supreme force. And so but when he said he did that, he reached out, he prayed out for help, and he was helped just in the nick of time before he was about to be devoured. So that is a very shocking thing, and this is why I wanted to share it to the channel, because I found the story shocking years ago, and when it was brought up over the weekend by me in a video, I decided to share it to the channel for everyone to hear. Again, I do believe this man is telling the truth. I don't see why he would lie about something like that. And I have heard of people, a few people, on scattered websites talk about soul devourment. You know, how the archons can and will devour the soul. And so with me seeing it on scattered websites and forums here and there, and then hearing this man say it, it does make me believe that maybe this is exactly what happens after someone goes through so many incarnations. And if that is the case as well, then that means that no, the energy never dies, but it can be devoured by these archons, by Enki, by Marduk, or Marduk as people call him. So this is why I wanted to share it. Also, since I have the mic, I wanted to address someone who asked, how can I know if me, P.S. Montgomery, am being manipulated into believing about what to do after turning away from the reincarnation light after death? Because according to this commenter, no one knows what happens after death. Well, you're wrong there. People do know what happens after death. This is what is called near-death experiences. This is what is called astral projection, remote viewing. Through remote viewing, through astral projection, people who have done astral projection, people who have done remote viewing, people who have had near-death experiences, this is why we know exactly what happens after death. A lot of people who have done remote viewing have seen this reincarnation trick after death, and they have seen what happens to people who turn away from the reincarnation trick after death, and this is why they know exactly what happens. So there is the knowledge out there of what happens after death when you see the reincarnation trick and after you turn away from the reincarnation trick. Now, I don't know why other researchers, if they are not telling you what to do after you turn away from the light, I don't know why they're not telling you, but I know for a fact that after you turn away from the light, what you need to do is head back to where you came. And how you do that is through teleportation, thought intention. You know you came from the real universe. So when you turn away from the light, you think in your mind, because you're not going to be able to say it out loud because you're not going to have any mouths. You think in your mind, I want to go back to the real universe, and that's where you'll go. I mean, as simple as that. Whatever you think up is what will manifest. If you think up you want to go to the Rocky Mountains after you turn away from the light, that's where you're going to go. Now, you're probably going to go to the Rocky Mountains within the Matrix, because you're not saying I want to go to the Rocky Mountains outside of the Matrix. You're saying I want to go to the Rocky Mountains, so you'll probably go there within the Matrix. But wherever you think up that you want to go in your mind in the afterlife, that's where you're going to go. If you think up I want to go to hell, that's where you're going to go. You're going to go to a thought and manifested realm of hell, because that's what you said you wanted to go. So it's simple as that. People do know what to do after they turn away from the reincarnation trick of the light. It's a matter of, are they going to do it? So, it kind of is hilarious when I hear people saying, well, nobody really knows what happens. Yes, people really do know what happened. Yes, they do. There are hundreds of near-death experience cases. There are a lot of legit, I'm not talking about Courtney Brown's GQ models who he calls remote viewers. I'm talking about real remote viewers. There are real remote viewers who have told what happens in the afterlife from the time you cross into the afterlife until you see the reincarnation trick, turning away from the reincarnation trick. There are people who have had dreams of it. There are people who have astral projected it. So yes, the knowledge of what to do is out there. Now, a lot of times, and I'm not going to name any people because I'm not going to do that, but there are a few researchers who will tell you about the reincarnation trick, but will not tell you how to escape it. I don't know why they do that. I don't know if they're doing that because they're trying to keep you holding on to listening to them or what have you. But I've heard a lot of people say, and this is not me bragging because I am just a regular Isby like everyone else, but I'm a powerful one like every other Isby is powerful. But I'm just a regular, powerful Isby like everyone else. But I have heard people say, P.S. Montgomery, you're the only one who has given an answer as to what to do to escape. Well, that's because the answer is out there. And by the answer being out there, it should be told. When you cross into the afterlife, number one, you should not wait to see the light. I keep telling people this. Don't wait until, I'm going to wait around to see the light, then I'm going to leave. No. Immediately after coming up out of your body, that's when you need to teleport to the real universe, or you can teleport to the realm which you have already been planning before you have entered the afterlife. This is why I keep telling people, you need to plan the realm that you want to have before you get into the afterlife. Don't wait until you get to the afterlife to do it. Because if you plan before time, then as the second you enter the afterlife, you can go straight there. So this is what you need to do. You need to immediately after coming up out of the body, you need to either go to the realm that you have already planned before entering the afterlife, or you can go to the real universe and travel around there. Do not stand or linger around waiting for the light. And so if you don't linger or stand around waiting for the light, you don't have to worry about the light. You don't have to worry about seeing the Messiah. This is what you should do. Don't wait until you see the light, and that way you don't have to worry about any of that. So to respond to the person who asks, how do I know that I'm not being manipulated? I know because there are people who have actually seen this reincarnation trick through astral projection, remote viewing, dreams, and near-death experiences. The answers to those things are out there. You just have to find them. You have to research them. You have to go through hundreds of cases of near-death experiences and remote viewing and astral projection like I have done. This is why I know that there is a trick after death and what to do after the trick. So, if you spend time researching these things, you won't have to say, well, no one knows what happens after death. No, that's not true. People do know. This is why the ones who have escaped, this is why they're not coming back here and telling you, because the answers are already there. They followed it. You have to follow it. So this is what I wanted to say. But yes, this video that I uploaded previously before this one, it is shocking. And again, if this man is telling the truth, it is just one more reason why we have to escape. Because if it is true, that means that eventually, if you fall for the trick, eventually your soul is going to be devoured by these beings, by the archons, by Enki. So this is why I uploaded the video, and I don't know who the narrator is in the video. That I found that video years ago on BitChute, on a channel that is no longer on BitChute. And so I don't know the narrator. If you know the narrator, please let me know, because I would like to credit the narrator in the video, because it's not my video. I didn't make it. So I would like to credit the narrator in the video. If you know who he is, let me know, and I can put him in the description box or the comment section and give him credit. Thank you all for listening. Until next time.